Okay, so let's start turn 4. Um, we've got a few situations to look at here. We've done a pretty good job of cleaning out the southern side of the board here, getting ready for French VIP to come through. We could place a defender here and add a suppression dice, but we really don't have a lot of defenders that are really great at suppressing now at this point. So maybe we'll concentrate on clearing out and attacking some of these guys. We could place defenders here in the gatehouse and concentrate on some of the guys on the eastern approach. But they've got quite a ways to go before they get to the castle there. We see some build up here on the western side. A mortar. It's not really good to have a machine gunner. So I think we're going to concentrate on getting those attackers dealt with. So let's look at the defenders we have left. We have to get them all on the board here. We really only have the French VIPs, and the German officers, and the German riflemen. So we're going to go ahead and put the Germans on the board. We're going to deal with the rest of the French VIPs last. So let's look at where we have access. We can't place anybody else in the keep. It's full. Probably did a little bit of a bad job managing that. We could drop a defender here, but again, we would probably just keep that space open for the French VIP. So let's concentrate here on the northern terrace. So we're going to grab one of our riflemen, and we'll say we'll drop him here. Now from this position, he can target anybody in purple. He could also, we haven't done this yet, at least in the rules as written right now, we could drop him here, and he could take for his action, he could move, switch places with this defender, and he could still take an action, whether suppress or attack. Now, there's a little bit of a difference here between moving within a location and moving between locations. Earlier we had the French VIP who moved from the cellar into the Great Hall. And when he did that, when he moved between locations, that was his entire turn. But if you move within a location, either if you move into a position that's open or if you move into a position that's already occupied, it doesn't count as your turn. So we'll think about it. For now, I think we'll just leave him here. We're going to flip him over. And we're going to target this mortar. So he's going to attack with 1 dice, and the mortar has a 4 defense. Okay, great. So we got a 5. So we took care of the mortar. Good job. And that's 1 action. Alright, now he's a rifleman with the morale attribute. We've already taken care of that with this other German officer. But really we don't have a lot of other options about good places to place character or defenders. So I think we're just going to go ahead and place another rifleman up here. And this time we are going to take advantage of the ability to move him. So we are going to swap him here. And he's going to focus on this machine gunner, another major problem. So again, he's using his Car 98, so it's just a 1 to attack. Good, he got a 6. Alright, so our riflemen are really doing their job nicely. We're in a good spot now. We could really, sort of survey the board and see what we want to do. It might be time to put some guys in the gatehouse and maybe start focusing on this eastern approach. So let's go ahead, we'll put this rifleman. Now from this position, this is actually a really good spot for him to cover both the eastern approach and all of these yellow spaces that close in on the Great Hall. You'll notice on the board there's no way to suppress the yellow color because there's no yellow colored starting position for the Germans. So there's no location. The Great Hall doesn't let you suppress and no other suppression. So having someone with the capability to attack yellow is key. And you can only do that from here on the eastern side of the castle or from the gatehouse. But right now there's no yellow threat, so we're just going to concentrate on the gray area. So we'll flip him over and we're going to let him target this mortar. single dice. Let's hope our luck continues. So 6. Okay, they're doing a really good job. Again, this is another German rifleman that has the morale attribute. So let's look at our 2 German officers. The difference is they're both officers. They both have the officer attribute. So either of them can force him to or allow him not to have broken morale. But he has the command attribute. So let's think about later in the game, where would we want to have a defender with the command attribute that allows people to flip over? And the gatehouse seems like a good option. But the command attribute cannot be used to flip over other defenders that also have the command attribute. So they only really help their junior defenders. So maybe we will let him. Actually, we'll just let him stay up here on the northern terrace. We'll put him there. We'll flip him over, and we'll just have him attack this rifleman. Four. So these guys are doing great this turn. We have 1 action left. Just keep forgetting to move the action token here. So we have this last German officer. We're going to put him here. It's a better position than here. We have some more area he can have. So let's look at him, and maybe we'll have him attack the machine gunner. So we'll flip him over, and the last attack will be against the machine gunner. And he got him. The machine gunner has a defense of 3. So extremely successful turn for the defenders. Great turn, taking care of almost all of the major attacking threats. And that was all of the actions. Alright, so let's turn our attention to the SS. Our first card was the Scouts. So an 8. Now we burned through all of our suppression, so we can no longer suppress. So anything that comes out over here is going to automatically come down with no ability to stop it. So there's a scout there, and then we got to place 2 of them. A 5, okay. We don't have any suppression on the northern approach here either. So now we start to see what the impact is of going through the suppression dice so quick. And that goes back to that whole decision early on about did we want to spend multiple suppression dice per SS attacker or not. Okay, so placing 2 riflemen now. Okay, 6. Again, nothing we can do to stop that. So place the rifleman and advance the scout. Advancing the scouts is tough because they're so hard to hit and they're moving towards the castle, so that 5 defense is really difficult. Okay, 8. Staying track, so we quickly see the danger here and not being able to suppress. So the 8 track has done quite well. They're a couple of moves away from making it to the castle. And then the last card, SS card for the turn, 2 more riflemen. Okay. Could be in bad shape here. Let's see what happens. So another 6. Okay. We're going to be dealing with SS troops here in the coming turns. And a 10. Okay, so the problem here is that we just pushed an SS attacker into a green square. So up until now, we had done a great job of cleaning out, keeping the green southern approach clear so we could escape through it. We can't do that, and we can't suppress, even though he's moving into green, we can't suppress him. We can only suppress these spaces on the edge with the numbers in them. So there's nothing we can do to stop that because we didn't have any ability to suppress the 10 itself. Okay, so things look a little bit grim. That was a lot of attackers that got placed there. But from a overall game flow perspective, the first deck is really the first deck for the SS attackers is really concentrated on getting guys onto the board. This next deck is much more thematically linked to a concentrated attack against the castle. So we're going to see a lot of 88 guns and snipers, and the SS units that are already on the board are going to be attacking. So the bad news is our defenders are going to be getting the concentrated attack there. But the good news is there won't be a lot more actual tokens, SS token attackers placed on the board. So it might not be as bad as it may seem. So, okay, we'll stop it there for now, and we'll come back with turn 5 soon.